My boyfriend brought another man into our bedroom despite me telling him not to, and now I'm furious he didn't listen, and humiliated that I had to experience it. For quick context, my boyfriend bought us a new bed frame and mattress, but the frame arrived with a crack in one of the pieces. When he told Amazon, they just sent him another one. One day at work, an employee mentioned he needed a new bed, so my boyfriend told him he could have the extra frame if he didn't mind the broken piece. Well, he didn't, so he came to pick it up today. I know this person, and I do not like him, for various reasons. My boyfriend told me the night before that he was coming. I said, "Cool, I'm not coming out of the bedroom unless I have to." He arrived, and I vaguely heard them talking, but I was half asleep and didn't care. Then I heard my boyfriend say something about showing him our bed. I heard him acknowledge that I was in there. But then he said it was fine. I kind of froze, half asleep and confused, until I heard them coming down the hall. I yanked the blankets over my head just as my boyfriend announced, "We're coming in." I said, very loudly, "Why?" And they just came in anyway. It was hot and stuffy under the covers. Thank God I had worn baggy clothes instead of my usual sleepwear. I pulled the blankets down, and there he was, just standing in the doorway. Awkwardly, he said, "Good morning." To which I, very angrily, replied, "Good morning." And I probably looked like I wanted to kill everyone in that room. My boyfriend showed off the bed and started leaving, but he didn't shut the door behind him. So I snapped at him. Because I hate leaving that door completely open. It's awkward when his kid goes to the bathroom across the hall and we just see each other while I'm trying to sleep. I just want it cracked enough so my cat can get in. And he knows this. Eventually, the guy left, and my boyfriend came back in. The second he did, I sat up and told him, I did not like that. At all. He tried saying something in a sing-song voice, maybe some half-assed apology, but I cut him off. I really didn't bloody like that at all. And he just turned around and left without a word. I shut the door completely and laid back down, just kind of locked up. My whole body felt heavy, my chest hurt, but I couldn't cry. It was just so humiliating. To not only have a man in my bedroom who had no business being there, but to have him see me, in my safe space, in a complete mess from sleep, was horrible. Later, when I got up for work, my boyfriend left the second he heard me moving, grabbed his pants and walked out without a word. On my way out, I very angrily texted him. Since he decided to Irish goodbye me after hurting me this badly, I'd take the couch tonight. He didn't reply, and when I got home, he was asleep. So, on the couch I am now. And I keep replaying it all in my head over and over, wondering if I'm overreacting, because I know how this is going to go. When or if he decides to talk about it, I have a feeling he's going to twist it around on me. Relevant comments. Comment 1, it was humiliating and intrusive. Please ensure your BF wants you to be in a safe environment more than making a quick buck. Response. I'm not sure how to quote stuff on here like you did, so I'll try answering in order. If it matters any, he was giving him the frame for free. He won't speak to me if he thinks I'm too emotional, which, admittedly, I was definitely on fire in the moment, and we probably would have started a fight if he said anything but a heartfelt apology of some sort. I think he'd just tell me, "Oh, it's just so-and-so," because he doesn't care for why I don't like the guy. He was my employee. We used to work together, and I was his boss, and he tried to get me in trouble all the time because I tell him to do his job correctly. But this could just be me doomed reading stories. We haven't talked yet, and I'm just sitting on the couch overthinking things. Haha. Thank you, though. Comment 2. Letting someone in your bedroom while you're sleeping is an asshole move, especially when it's someone he knows that you don't really like. He should have had the decency to wake you up before he even got there, so you could have moved somewhere else. Imagine how uncomfortable you would feel if you had been sleeping naked. Your boyfriend should have had you get up before any of this happened. Your boyfriend owes an apology to you and the employee for what happened. Your boyfriend owes you another apology for just walking away from you after you expressed how much you didn't like what he did and for not talking to you for the rest of the day. How childish response. I specifically told him I wasn't leaving the room when he came unless I had to. I tend to sleep in a lot, and it was maybe normal get-up time for most people. 10:30-ish, I think. But when I told him that, he didn't say anything about showing him the bed frame put together. I keep trying to remember if I heard the employee ask to see it or if he offered, but I wasn't awake enough and I wasn't trying to listen to begin with. I can't help but feel like he'd use me cutting him off against me. It just felt like he was saying it for the sake of saying it. You know nothing about. His tone sounded sincere and it just made me snap. And that's why I'm not sure if I'm the asshole or not, because I guess I didn't give him a chance to apologize. Thank you for your input. Comment 3, you set clear boundaries and your man straight up ignored them. Bringing someone into your bedroom, your safe space, without a real heads up or respect for your feelings is a foul move. Maybe snapping wasn't ideal, but he kind of asked for it by dismissing your comfort like that. Dude needs to quit playing and show some respect. Response, thank you. That makes me feel a lot better. I felt bad for snapping, but then I just got angry again thinking about it and wasn't sure if my anger was clouding my judgment on the matter. Comment 4. The comment about his kid makes me think this goes way deeper than this. Response. It's an awkward situation. His kid was obviously with someone well before me, and I don't really want to go into too much detail because he isn't mine, but he basically got kicked out for lying about having a job, and now he lives with us with his girlfriend. I don't blame my boyfriend for how he ended up because the mom had full custody and wasn't exactly the easiest to deal with as he grew up. It's not my place to tell him how to try and fix it. I just find it really awkward when people see me sleeping that aren't my boyfriend. That's about as deep as that goes. Awkward shyness. We kept the door wide open when we lived alone. Yeah, admittedly, I probably shouldn't have mentioned the son at all. He's got nothing to do with it, and he's quite happy living in his room rent-free with his girlfriend. LOL. Update 1. There are a lot of comments, more than I expected. I want to start by saying thank you to all of you, even those who said I was the asshole, but gave a polite reason why. This really helped me calm down. My anxiety and anger were through the roof, and this really helped distract me, clear my head, and bring me back down. I would like to clarify something here because I noticed a lot of people misread it. The employee was never buying anything, especially not our actual bed that I was sleeping on. He was picking up a free spare bed frame because Amazon is kind of weird in how they handle replacements, apparently. I really have no idea why or how they ended up in the bedroom. I will eventually find out, and that will be in the update, which I will post when I have one. I tried to be as polite as possible in my replies, but a few times my temper did flare a bit. I apologize for that. I admittedly haven't slept since all this happened, so I'm honestly impressed that I can still spell. Haha. I'd like to especially thank the men who apologize for what I dealt with how the world is right now. That was really wonderful to see. And thank you to every woman who defended me and lifted me up. Your aggression was honestly sweet as hell. I genuinely appreciate your kindness. When the time comes, I'm going to let him explain himself, listen, and explain myself as well. I will apologize for snapping only if he actually shows remorse for what he did and understands how wrong it was. If he makes excuses, I'm not going to meet in the middle. I know a lot of you were mad about me sleeping on the couch. I didn't sleep at all, of course. But when we've clashed before, he almost always takes the couch, so I don't see it as unreasonable. But I get where you're coming from. That's the goal. And yes, I'm reevaluating my relationship with him even before I hear him out. I'm not going to act rashly. It's really impossible to explain a 3-year relationship in one post. And I know everyone wants to hear every detail, but not every detail is meant for strangers. No offense, I love all the advice and support you've given me, but I am considering leaving him, and I do have a plan if it comes to that. I always have, in all honesty. But right now, I really need to close my eyes, especially now that my chest doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you dearly once again. I'll post the update when I have one, and I'll try to reply to people because I always feel like I should when you take the time to try and help me. Thank you. Update 2, I broke up with him when he finally admitted he brought him in there to see the bed. He basically said all my reasoning for not being okay with it was stupid that I was dressed and under a cover, so it was fine. He repeated basically everything people said in the comments and refused to see any wrongdoing in his actions, aside from one brief admission that he could see how I was uncomfortable. But in the same breath, he said he couldn't imagine how I'd feel violated and thus wouldn't validate my feelings. So I broke up with him. despite probably needing to wait until I was in a better position at the end of the month to more comfortably find a place to live. I'm fine. He just went off into the other room and laid down on the couch. I'm not concerned for my safety yet, but if I become so, I'll be able to stay with a friend. I can afford to move once I find a place. It just takes time. No, I won't take the couch. Ha ha. It was a long conversation. Me desperately trying to get him to understand that all this took was just admitting he was wrong and simply apologizing. I couldn't get that much. Looks like I didn't know him after all.